Hi, I'm Jacob Pinkley, and this is my 2015 Mass Media project presentation. The project I'm going to be doing today is on communication and text messages. Now, what exactly are text messages? Text messages are a form of electronic communication sent and received by a cellular phone. The term is usually applied to messaging that takes place between two or more mobile devices, but a big question that some may have is, how does the individual know the tone of the messenger? Emotion in text messages. Research says that emotion is not easily expressed or interpreted between senders and receivers who communicate through text messages or even computers. Believe it or not, text messaging has become a socially acceptable and valid form of communication this century, and that has populations, cultures, and regions. How big is it exactly? In June of 2008, 75 billion text messages were sent in the United States. This is an average of 2.5 billion text messages per day. In June of 2007, 28.8 billion text messages were sent in the United States. This represents a 160% increase of sent text messages between June 2007 and June 2008, and the numbers are still continuing to grow today. Now, why text over face-to-face conversation or talking over the phone? Research conducted by Pierce in 2009 found a positive relationship between social anxiety and talking to people by text messaging. According to this research, communication through text messaging allows socially anxious or shy adolescents to avoid unpleasant or uncomfortable face-to-face communications and social interactions. Now, what are texts mostly about? According to Britain researchers Faulkner and Colwyn, studies have shown that in 2005, 61% of text messages sent out were relationship-oriented. And he kind of puts it this way. Texting is a brilliant way to miscommunicate how you feel and misinterpret about what other people mean. And to me, this hits the nail right on the head with that perfect point, because I think every single one of us has been in a text message where sometimes you don't understand the person, or they may set a tone that you think is a whole different other tone just because as a receiver you're interpreting it differently. Now, we'll look here as we analyze some text message examples. Refer to this one on the left side. This is a boy or a girl who is texting her boyfriend. She is the wife. She says, "Hey ya, what do you think our relationship means?" He replies, "Count the stars in the sky." Now, at this point of the text message, you're probably thinking, okay, this is going to be some lovey-dovey, probably some girlfriend-boyfriend lovey-dovey thing. But then we refer back to it. It says, okay, it's infinite. And he says, no, it's a waste of time. Now, this is hard to interpret because he could go, depending on who the person is and how you know him personally, it could go one or two ways. You could say he's just being a jerk. You could say he's just being sarcastic. But you don't know. Even her on the other side, unless she knows him personally, which she's his girlfriend, she may. It's very hard to interpret whether that is actually meaningful or he's just joking. The second one is a boy texting his mom. He's the green and she is the white. He says, "Hey mom, did you forget anything?" She replies, "No, why? Check the seat next to you." "OMG, honey, I'll be right there." That's what I thought. Now, from this text message, you could probably infer that he was going for a joke. At this point, when he says, "Hey mom, did you forget anything?" the tone of it, as you can tell, is it's serious. It's meant to be jokingly funny, is what I'm trying to get from here. He says, "Yeah, check the seat next to you," and then he says, "That's what I thought." Like, oh, okay, it was just a prank on mom. How to identify different texts, such as angry texts? There are actually 4 possible ways to try to identify an angry text if you're messaging a person who's angry. The first one is all caps. If a person is sending, "I don't want to talk to you," in all caps, that's a pretty sure indicator that they do not want to talk to you. Also, exclamation points. Not responding. In this, not responding, that could go one of 2 ways. Because some people are actually busy when you text them, and if they don't respond, the sender might think, oh, okay, they might be mad at me. This could go both ways. And then swearing. this can also go both ways as well, depending on the person you're texting, because if the person you're texting is used to swearing all the time and you're used to hearing it, that can throw you off. But I think if you can tell if the person was angry if he was swearing in all caps. My conclusion is, as you can see, text messaging is not only one of the fastest growing ways of communication, but a very difficult one to interpret. Even if the individuals know each other, it is still extremely hard to get to know the text message, or how to interpret the text and determine the tone of each sender. I hope you enjoyed the information of the topic and gained a little bit more knowledge about the topic of text messaging.